Hey, welcome. It's Tuesday. Total Schmidt Show. Thanks for being here. If you're here always, if this is your first time, thanks for being here also. There you go. Johnathan Scott Roth, gentleman I met on the Princess Sapphire Princess, however you want to call it. Singer extraordinaire, entrepreneur, makes his own soap. Buckle up. Hey, welcome to the Total Schmidt Show. Whether you're watching on the Lenny Schmidt Comedy Network on YouTube or you're listening on podcast, we have a new intro, new theme song. Let's do this. Hey, tune in every week as I travel the world and I talk to entertainers from all over the world. A lot of writers, a lot of comics, a lot of dancers, a lot of singers, a lot of comics, a lot of producers, a lot of tech people, a lot of comics, a lot of pianists, piano player type people. You know what I'm talking about. Musicians and lots of comics. Every once in a while, we'll throw in a comedy sketch, something like that, some music, some travel stuff. We'll even do a live remote from one or two of the ports that happen to be hanging out at.
That's it. That's the whole show. Then I'm going to record it all and put it on the intraweb. Sometimes. Usually late. Always late. Maybe. I don't know. And weekly? Nah, maybe. Sort of.
Either way, sit back, grab a beer, light a joint, and enjoy this week's episode of Hey guys, welcome to the show, Total Schmidt Show, Tuesday nights at 6. If you are watching this on the YouTube, if you're listening on podcast, it comes out on Wednesday, and you're not seeing anything that I'm going to describe to you right now. Look above me. You'll see all the socials. To make it simple for you on podcasts, at Mr. Lenny Schmidt. I am on all platforms, at Mr. Lenny Schmidt. That's how you can find the show. That's how you can find me. Whatever you want to look for. I don't care what it is. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. It's at Mr. Lenny Schmidt. Do me a favor while you're watching the show on YouTube. Please, would mean the world to me. Like the video. Share the video, send it out to some different people, anyone you know that's interested in entertainers and what we talk about, traveling, behind the scenes, all kinds of stuff. People that work on ships, clubs. Follow the show. Subscribe to the show. It helps me out immensely. I get the numbers. You guys get content for free. If you want to pay something, I have a pay if you can plan, which is simple. You look above me, there's a ticker. The show has no sponsors as of yet, so we're supported solely by our subscribers, followers, and fans. People that watch the shows and think, hey, this show's worth $5, and then they pay $5. Just go to lennyschmidt.com/pay if you can, or Mr. Lenny Schmidt again, mrlennyschmidt.com. Look for pay if you can. It's at the top of the menu page there on the website. You can pay as little as $1. If you enjoy my content, pay a little as $1. You can pay $10,000 if you really enjoy something. But any support you can give would really help financially. Helps me to keep carry this equipment with me all over the world. At the very least, subscribe to the show. Today, Johnathan Scott Roth, singer, great singer, actually. I met him on the Sapphire Princess. He was part of the ensemble working with the cast, but he did his solo show the first night I saw him. Thank God I'm a Country Boy, which was a phenomenal one-person show. He does a lot of country songs. He's a great performer, great deep voice. We talk about that. We talk about the show he's got coming up. He's doing $1 Million Quartet. In the next few weeks, you'll hear about that in the show as well. I've mentioned and I've talked to many other people from that show. He will be down in Virginia performing that for a month. So sit back now and enjoy our conversation, my conversation with my good friend, Johnathan Scott Roth. What's up, brother? I love the little dartboard in your room. That's the best.
No, every night I throw at least 3 just to try and see if I've gotten any better.
Oh,
the
really?
Day previous, and sometimes, yeah.
So, what's up, man? Are you in New York? Are you in New York City? Where you at?
No, I'm in New Hampshire right now.
Okay.
Visiting family. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool, dude.
Yeah.
You're visiting family. You bring your whole your sound equipment with you, or do you have stuff set up there?
Yeah, I pretty much travel with my whole life in my Hyundai Elantra. So.
Dude, that's genius. Dude, I'm like that now. When I travel, I bring this stuff with me when I fly and get on the ships because sometimes they record the show on a ship.
Yeah. No, I actually just watched. To tell you the truth, last night I watched you and Todd Adamson's one because it had just come out.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that was a good one. I was so mad. I didn't realize I saw Trish a few weeks ago, and she mentioned Todd's episode, and I go, yeah, this was up back like a year ago. She goes, I don't remember seeing it. And I started going through the log and going, fuck, I never posted this episode. And I was so mad at myself. I'm like, I thought I caught up on everything. So now I'm like, oh man. So, but the one thing was they gave me an extra week because I already had the episode was shot and edited. I just had to upload it. You know what I mean? So it was already done.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So it got me a week ahead. So that saved me last week. So I put that one up last week, and I talked to him briefly when I put it up. So, but yeah, that was a good episode.
Nice.
Actually. This was great.
No, it was great. Yeah, I loved it.
That was very cool. So what's your deal now, man? You're doing you're not. Do you have a ship booked? You got a thing for those of you that are tuning into YouTube? My 5 viewers that watch the show on a regular basis. This is John, and he's. I met him on the Which princess ship were we on that I met you on?
It was the Sapphire.
The Sapphire. We're on the Princess Sapphire, and he's a
Sapphire
singer.
Princess, yeah.
He was soloist, singer, and soon to be soloist, right?
Yeah, here's hoping. Yeah, if the stars align, man.
Yeah, dude. Are you getting tapes to agents and stuff? Did you talk to Trisha's agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely trying. Yeah. I've sent all the emails out and condensed down the reel and hoping to hear back. I know that it's everyone gets bombarded with so many people wanting to do the same thing. So it's I'm just being optimistic and passing my time. Like I'm thankful for the time that I get to be at home with family for right now to help them out with some projects and just see them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's cool to be home for a couple of weeks. Like, you're like, I wish I was working, and then you're working, you're like, I wish I was home. You know what I mean? You're like this that constant battle.
Yes, exactly. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
No, I think of COVID. I was just having this conversation with someone the other day. These 2 weeks are the first time I've had more than 3 days off in a row in months, and I was like, and I was tired. But then I'm like, I remember COVID when there was nothing for like a year. So I think what happened when COVID went away. Technically now it's gone, whatever. However you want to look at it. Now it was like I took so much work. I filled my calendar so much. I was like, oh man, I have no time off now. It's like, but then you're worried about if it disappears. But then I'm starting to balance back out a little bit. So moving forward, I think
which is great. I mean, I know you're a busy man. Yeah, you're booking like a son of a gun. So it's great.
Yeah. I know it's not bad, but you getting back to you don't do what everyone does. You gotta your solo show would be unique. I've never seen a solo show like it because it's got a country vibe to it that most soloists don't have.
Absolutely, and so funny enough, man, you saw it on the first night. I think I told you that when you were there, but yeah, it was the first time I'd ever done it. Was the night that you saw it. And the whole rest of the time, yeah, it is like it's called Thank God I'm a Country Boy. But yeah, it's sort of a niche that I don't see a lot of acts doing.
Right.
Which is just straight country. Sometimes the singers will throw in a country song here and there.
Right.
But it's nice to just sing some good songs with some great lyrics, and especially just play with the orchestra because you know how talented those musicians are. It's a fun time.
Yeah, they're great. I would think. Well, dude, I'm telling you, I feel like Todd did that night when we saw you. Eventually, they're going to figure it out, and you're going to get booked, and you're going to get filled up. Hang on,
thanks, man. I mean, I hope. I actually just got a travel guitar, which is kind of cool. It's a full size guitar that folds up. The neck actually comes off of it, and it gets packaged up and actually can fit over in the overhead compartment. So I'm excited to. In advance of getting that, so I can maybe do that, make traveling easier.
Oh, I never even heard of that, dude. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty dang cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you supposed to? Do you have to tune it? You got to tune it then every time you put it. Well, I guess you tune a guitar a lot, right?
What's funny? The tension stays the same, so it actually stays in tune.
Oh wow! All right,
which is crazy to me. I don't know physics. I wasn't a scientist, but it's pretty cool.
I'm not a musician, so I don't even know how any of that stuff works.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
But I play one on TV. So
yes.
So are you now? You're not you're a baritone, right? Is that how you would define yourself? We had this conversation with Trish about a week or two ago.
Yeah. I would say I'm a baritone. Yeah, maybe a bari bass.
Right.
I like to be able to sing the same notes that I sing at 7 a.m. at 7 p.m. So that anything higher than an A, I'm not.
All right. See, I don't even know what that means. That's hilarious to me. I guess, because I sound different in the morning too, so that makes complete sense to me. When I get up and talk.
Absolutely. So
I'm always like, "Good morning, everyone." It takes me a few hours to get my crap together.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that's why. But I mean, everything working for Princess as well. I had to sing everything from bass to high tenor. So just try and I would much rather be in a comfortable range, so you don't blow that voice out. But yeah, anything.
Yeah, I was talking about that with some other entertainers too. Like even like that's even a thing that because my hang on a second, I'm fixing a cord.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed this with my ex-wife who studied theater in what happened? It froze. There we're going back. I with my ex-wife that studied theater, and she taught me this early on how to speak and work from my diaphragm. Because I tend to be very hard on my cord, like my vocal cords, and my stand-up show it's kind of high energy, so I yell a lot. I'm very loud, and I would yell on my vocal cords, right? And after like a long week of shows, I would get hoarse. Like, oh man, I can't. This is really.
Oh yeah.
She's one of the first time I had to distribute my air the right way. So I'm always blown away. I'm always very aware of that because even now, like I can tell, I'm doing podcasts all week and I'm not talking correctly. And it's a double-edged sword. I just had this conversation 2 days ago in a podcast because I'm from Chicago. I talk through my nasal passage. In Chicago, we have a tendency to talk up through up through your nose. And Chicago is very high. Yeah. So when I yell, all the pressure is going into my brain. So,
yes, exactly.
So, like after a show, I'm like, oh, my head is killing me. Oh my god. So if I don't breathe the right way doing stand up, I notice it as a stand up, but for singers, it's got to be constantly, especially a guy like you when you're doing a show constantly over and over again. You're performing multiple times a week. If you're not taking care of your vocal cords and breathing the right way, you're going to totally destroy your vocal cords.
Yeah, no, exactly. And doing a show multiple times a week and doing it multiple times over the span of 6.5 months, you get a sense of you can breathe because breathing is the most and water whenever you can. But it's important to take care of your voice because if you can't sing, then you can't perform. And I will say right now, I'm a bad singer or a bad professional singer when it comes to that type of stuff because more or not for me, it's a hope and a prayer. I just kind of go, well, let's see if we can squeak it out tonight. I know I know that I'm supposed to use diaphragm, but no one's actually pinpointed to me where that is on my body.
Right.
Now we used to do, when yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, with me, it's like I just try to. I don't know where it's at either. I just know how it feels. Like when I breathe, I can tell if the air's coming through my throat decently, then I think I'm doing okay. But if I'm a lot of times it's not coming through and I'm just forcing it through my nasal passage or my nose, I can feel it in my head almost immediately.
Yeah, we used to do in acting classes in college. We used to do a trick where we had this little plastic bucket and we would stand up against a wall and hold that there, and we'd breathe and sing a song, and if the plastic bucket dropped, that means that we were using our chest and not our diaphragm. So we'd have to sing a whole song with standing with a bucket and hope that didn't fall.
That's a pretty good idea. I'm gonna have to try that. A little practice.
Yeah, no, give it a whirl. Like even like an old coffee can or something like that. I don't know. Does coffee come in cans anymore? I don't know. But
it does.
That works.
I think they do. I don't know. I don't drink that coffee anymore. I do the pouch. I do the pouch. Now I'm home, so I do the pouch coffee. I grind my own beans.
Coffee. Oh my gosh! Look at this man, multi-talented.
Dude, I got to drink. Yeah, I can grind coffee. That's a real good talent. That's about it's my top 10 list of talents is grinding coffee, pouring it into a machine, and pressing start.
You'd be surprised. Some people can't.
No, I know. My daughters can't. They freak out. They do. It's too much work for them. They're used to the life now where everything's prepared, like coffees and pods. Or like or even like I had explained how to mail a letter to my oldest daughter a few months ago, and it was like a fight over the phone. How to mail a regular letter, like the address and the stamp and the whole deal. And she literally said, "This is like being a caveman." I go, "It's really not like being a caveman." Like they're so used to everything being so everything is so easy now. Like where else did I just? Damn it! There was just something I noticed recently where I was like, we're not going to have to do anything anymore. Oh, I know. Those menu services they have now where you can order pre-made meals and they send you pre-made meals in boxes like Chef Net or whatever. And you basically you buy a week's worth of food, you put it in the fridge, and then you just grab it, and then and it's got a menu, and it tells you how to make it. And it's got all the ingredients. It's got a little packet of salt, a little packet of garlic powder. And I used to date a girl that used to make that stuff all the time. I'll make you dinner, and she'd make this big dinner. But it was all right. But now they have Now they have a service. It's just getting dumber and dumber. I think they're dumbing down society so bad. Now they have it where it's prepackaged in a plastic container, and they sell you an oven that goes with it. And you just put the container in the oven and press the number of the container, and it cooks it the exact way it's supposed to be cooked. So
no way.
We're this close to Star Trek. We're this much closer to just going filet mignon, and it just appears on a plate somewhere.
Mm-hmm. That's nuts. I hadn't heard about that. I remember a while back, maybe it was Nespresso or something like that had the barcode on the actual like K cup or the pod and everything, and then it would tell the machine, that this needs to be 80 degrees and it gets this amount of milk, and we brew it for that's another level, man. I've never heard of that. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all convenient, but it's like if we're dumbing people down so much that if there's a brownout or power goes out, that the whole world will die. Like no one will know how to survive. No one will be able to make a fire or open a can of beans, or even open a can of beans. They'll be like, "Why is there not a thing on it?" There's got to be something. I ever watched that show Naked and Afraid?
I have seen Naked and Afraid. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think everyone should do that for at least a couple of months.
Absolutely.
Just to do it.
What's the show called? Is it Alone? Where they send them out. And it's like how long you can last out in the wilderness by yourself in these areas. I saw one recently. I think it's what it was called. That it was up in Alaska, and the guy lasted 100 days, so he got $500,000 or something. But it was fending for yourself and just building your own structure and hunting your own food, and it just boggled my mind. I mean, I think it would be fun for about a week, and then you'd be like,
dude, 100 days is over 3 months.
Yeah.
How are you surviving in Alaska that long? That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, and they all had it was all along the water and everything, but yeah, they were killing bears and fishing and eating, I don't know, barks and plants that were growing on the ground. They were smart.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I watched the Naked and Afraid, and a lot of times the people on Naked and Afraid are people that are from the military or have been in some sort of survival situation, and but they know how to start a fire with like a rock and a twig, and
which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like fishing with a stick. I couldn't do any of that. I'd be dead, and I'd be eating leaves, and that's it. And bugs.
And you probably wipe with the wrong leaf. Yeah, exactly.
I would. Yeah, that would do the wrong. Something would happen. I'd end up eating poison. Not knowing what I'm doing. Totally.
But the berries look tasty.
They look delicious. That was that old thing. What was that show? Had Alexander Supertramp. Did you ever see the movie?
No, I don't think I did. No.
It's a movie about a guy that he was a little crazy. He left his family and moved out and lived in a bus in the wilderness for months, and just kind of hitchhiked across the world or the country or whatever. But he ends up dying because he ate the wrong beans. He ate the wrong fruit, and he couldn't. Like, he had a book at what you could eat and couldn't eat, and he ate something, and he got sick, and he was reading it, and he realized he was going to die. It's a weird movie. It's a weird.
Yeah, that is weird. And it's funny, but besides the dying part, I feel like that's a lot of people's dream now, is to live in the wilderness in a van.
Besides the dying part.
Yeah, exactly. Besides the dying part, that's the.
I don't know, John. I kind of want to die in a van.
Exactly. In the wilderness, away from everyone. Yeah, you're right.
There's no hoopla, no bullshit. Are you at your parents' house?
Yeah, visiting up in New Hampshire. Yeah.
That's right on, dude. That's cool. Did you? Who's this? Is this your mom and dad there? You got brothers and sisters, or?
My mom, my stepdad, yeah, and my brother and sister are still in the state actually, but they live. One lives in Bedford, one lives in Keene, New Hampshire. So.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That you get to see them. Still.
Yeah, so it's close. Yeah, and I got to see. I've gotten to see my niece, who's going to be 3 in November. She's just the smartest dang thing in the world.
Right.
So,
dude, that's great.
So far.
So you're the uncle. Yeah.
I am the uncle. Yes, I don't know if I'm the fun uncle yet. I feel like I'm the only choice for the uncle because it's my brother. It's my brother's kid. So
you got to be the fun uncle. It's got every kid is like a fun. As long as you're not the creepy uncle. No. No, because my daughters have creepy uncles. They don't like to spend time with them. But most uncles you can't go wrong with. Most uncles are great because they're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're grown-ups, but they're not mom and dad. Like the kids, we always had friends that were aunts and uncles, and they would hang out. And they would always crack me up because they would come over, and I had one friend who didn't have any kids, and she would go, "Well, I see what it's like to have kids." And I'm like, "No, you don't." No, you don't.
You don't understand.
You're not here at 2 in the morning when she's thrown up on a table somewhere.
Yeah.
That's being a parent. That's the worst sound in the world at 2 in the morning when you hear cut, cut, and then like somebody just poured a bucket on it. And then you hear tears and crying. You're like, oh, God, I got to go clean a bed now at 2 in the morning. Yeah. It's different than when you got a drunk roommate and you just yell at him. When it's your kid, you got to
exactly. Yeah.
So, did you just get off the Sapphire, or was that where you were at?
March 19th, I got off the Sapphire.
Okay.
Yeah, and then went to Virginia. Basically, I flew home from Chile March 19th, got home the 20th in New Hampshire, and then drove all the way down to Virginia, where at a theater that I've worked at off and on since 2011, and we did an Eagles Fleetwood Mac Doobie Brothers tribute show, which was great.
Oh, that's really cool, dude. I like that a lot.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I wish I could have done that for the rest of the year. It was kick butt music, man, and it was sold out. We only had, I think, 5 performances of it too, because it was only a 2-week engagement.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely wasn't enough for us. We would have loved to done more, but
yeah, like a longer run. That's got how many people are in a show? That's a lot of people. How many people are in this show?
Let me see. It was I'm gonna say 10 actually, because we had a drummer, a bass player, a keyboard player, and then 2 for this Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say 10. I think we had 10.
My daughters are huge. Especially my youngest. She's a huge Stevie Nicks fan. And,
oh my gosh!
I got her tickets to see Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel earlier this year. They were on tour, and they played in Orange County. So they went and saw that, which is cool. My oldest and I took my oldest to see Billy Joel in New York years ago. Right for 2020, right for COVID. So
that
was cool.
That must have been great. Yeah.
It was dynamite, dude. It was the first time I'd ever been to the Garden. You know, it was the first time she had been to New York, and it was. I mean, that trip was cool. So I got her the present. It was funny because she had a choice. It was her graduation present for high school, and I said, I go, "Where do you want to do?" She goes, "I want to go to New York," and I said, "Pick when?" She goes, "January." I go, "Why? Why do you want to go in January?" And she's like, "I want to experience New York in the wintertime." I'm like, "All right, we'll go in January." So we did, and it's a good thing we did, because if she would have went in June when I wanted to go, we wouldn't have made it, because that was 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't have happened, yeah.
Yeah, it got shut down. And then New York was a cesspool and, Walking Dead 3 months after that. So
it was crazy. I used to live in New York, but it was that was back in 2008, 2009, and so I haven't actually been back to the city in a lot of years, maybe 7 or 8. But I remember I still have friends there, and just seeing their pictures of how dead Times Square was, and just how dead the streets were, and it was just it was like another world, which was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was really LA was like that too, man. LA's I did Uber Eats during COVID out here to survive. That's how I made a buck. And you drove through Hollywood. It looked like Escape from New York, dude. It was creepy. It was just trash cans on fire. People staring at you, like the crazies would come out at night. I mean, it was really messed up, dude.
I'm telling you, man. And I did Instacart during the pandemic.
Oh, right on. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and everyone would order toilet paper, and of course, for whatever reason,
right,
the toilet paper was always out. But I found this one gas station in town that actually had individual, so it was like my gift to them. Every time I would drop off the groceries, I'm like, "I'm sorry I couldn't get your toilet paper, but here you go. Here's something to wipe with."
Right.
So
good for you, winner.
Yeah. It was,
but
it was crazy because how dead the world was for a little bit. Just grocery shopping. I felt even weird picking up, like, people would order tomatoes or avocados and everything, and I was like, I feel weird touching the fruit.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to give it a little squeeze, like the melons
and
everything, and it was just that was a weird time. That was a weird time.
There was a Office Depot by our house, and for some reason, I don't know why, they had toilet paper, and they had lots of it, and I don't know why they had it, but that's where I would go. Nobody knew it was there, and I never told anyone. You know what I mean? I wanted to go to Office Depot and get some toilet paper, because it was right next to the Costco. So we go buy all this shit at Costco, and I remember I needed ink or something, and ink was another thing they were out of during COVID. It was a shipping supply issue, I guess. So I went in there to try to get some ink, and I saw tons of toilet paper. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I just grabbed a case and just didn't say shit to anyone. People were like, "Where'd you get that toilet paper?" I go, it's it's left over.
Yeah, the hookup, man. Man, you had that secret stash. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't want to tell anybody anything. Yeah, but it was a trip. It was a trip. Where'd you spend COVID? Did you spend it there at your parents' house, or were you in New York?
Yeah, I got flown back to Boston, which is the home airport for me, and then came up here, and I spent about 5 months here. It was August when I went back to work at that theater in Virginia. Okay. But I was spending time getting projects done, and I actually bought a VW bus to try and
Oh,
restore.
dude, that's
Since I had
badass.
all the time. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
still
it was
have it?
fun. I do. I do. It's a 1972 transporter, and I got it the last time it had driven before I bought it. It was a barn find up in Vermont. It had last driven in 1988, an original engine and transmission, but we got it running, which was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, but since I moved so much for work, it's been under a tarp for about 2 years, and I took it out, and the interior that I made looks so pretty. Well, that the squirrels got to that, and it's just it is what it is. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Does it run now though? Does it start? Does it start up and everything?
It does. It does. Yeah. I mean, I drove it down the road the other day. If any cops are watching, yeah, with license plates.
With license plates. Yeah.
Where? Yeah.
Dude, I would love to.
But,
that would be cool to have one of those things, man. That's nostalgia. That's
yeah.
that's badass.
They're fun. I got one down in Virginia too. I don't know. Whenever I see like a deal on a bus, I have to at least consider getting it. So I got another one that doesn't run down in Virginia, which is a couple years older than the one I have up here.
Right.
But yeah, I always need a project. So, but that's, yeah. So basically in COVID, that's where I was here, making English muffins instead of buying them, and working on a VW bus and just spending time with family. So,
Dude, all right, wait a second. You make English muffins from like scratch?
yeah, that we made all the breads. That was the big thing. Yeah.
Dude, I'm an English muffin freak. I love English muffins. I buy them
You
all
know
the
what's
time.
crazy?
What?
They're because they're kind of close to a crumpet. That's
Yeah.
like the British food. But do you know that you don't bake English muffins if you're making them at home? You don't bake them.
No.
It's nuts. I know.
What do you
I
do?
know.
How do you make? What do
Pan
you?
fry them. You
You
pan
what?
fry them. You ever pan fry them? Notice how an English muffin is brown in
Yeah.
the middles on both sides of them.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a flipped over thing. So like, yeah, you don't stick them in the oven. You do them on the stovetop. And
Dude, you got to send. Can you send me a recipe for that?
I absolutely can send you a recipe.
Dude,
Yeah.
please do. Because my daughters and I cook all the time, and I love English muffins. I eat them like every day. I'll eat English muffins every single day.
I love English muffins. Yeah.
They're the best.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll buy them now. We
Yep.
buy them at Costco, so I buy like 5 sleeves of them. But then I'll put them in the freezer, and I'll go out of town for a couple weeks in the ship, and I'll come home, and they'll be gone because the girls eat them now. Now the girls like them, and I get so mad. I'm like, I'm going. You can't have one English muffin in this fucking house for me to have when I get home. So
Right. That's the least they could do. I know.
I just
But
want.
yeah, no,
I want English muffins, ice, and water in the house. That's all I want. That's all.
That's it.
I
That's
bought
it.
an ice
Fill the
machine,
ice
John.
trays.
I have an ice machine
did
in
you?
the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a little bitty ice machine. And it cranks out ice nonstop. It makes it in like 10 or 15 minutes. So like even if it's not here, you can get ice pretty quick. I first got into it when my mom had one, and I saw it and I go, "What is this?" And it was an ice machine. And it fills up the ice in about an hour and a half. It's like all your bucket full of ice. So
that's incredible. And now is it cube form, or is it like the the
pellets.
Sonic like
Yeah.
pellets is good.
Yeah,
Pellets is good.
It's small pellets or big pellets, and then you make the big pellets because the small ones they melt a little bit and they get stuck together. But like, the point is,
but I mean,
come home.
those are the ones.
I come home, John, and the ice is gone. There's no ice and there's no muffins, and that's all I want is some ice and some muffins when I come home.
Unacceptable.
I know. I don't ask much. Should I pay for it all? God damn it!
Absolutely. So, but now you'll have the power to make your own. That's.
Yeah, I can't wait to make the muffins.
You'll be free. You'll have freedom.
I might make
It's
them
gonna be
tomorrow.
amazing for you.
I got one
Yeah,
more
you
weekend
better.
left here, man. One more weekend to hang out and make some stuff.
Shoot.
Cooking all day tomorrow. Perfect.
Oh, man.
So I love doing when I get home is I cook. I'll spend all day cooking. I've been cooking a lot this last week.
I love
So-
cooking, man. Yeah, it's nice to be home, especially just as a treat. Have mom's cooking, which I haven't had. I don't get to have for a year at a time. So
Yeah,
Spending
dude, because
time
then
in the
you
kitchen,
you get all the classics. You know what I mean? You get all the you got to make this, and my mom's was you got to make the Hungarian goulash, and you got to make the pork roast, and you got to make. There's like a list of things you got to have. That's the best.
Oh yes, I mean my mom's death row meal, last meal, American chop suey is my mom's. That's what I would ask for. It's so good.
What's American
So
chop
good.
suey? Someone just mentioned this to me the other day.
It's basically a goulash, basically.
Right.
I mean, a red meat sauce with shells and stuff. But it's just the way that she makes it, and those certain things that your mom can make that you have the recipe, you try to do it, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't come out.
Yeah,
Tried so many times.
my mom did pork roast with browned potatoes, and I can't nail the brown potatoes the way my mom did, or make the gravy the way she did. It's kind of close, but it's not close enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't. My mom's is that and just scrambled eggs, just simple scrambled eggs. I watch her. I do exactly what she does, and mine come out. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to screw up a scrambled egg, but still, it's not like hers.
What are you doing, John? Are you using eggs? Are you using real eggs or chicken eggs? Or
I'm using real eggs from a farm down the street. Yes.
You fresh eggs? You're using fresh eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you live in a good part of the country. Look at you, man. You got it going on. You got a VFW bus. You got eggs down the street.
That's right. You know, it's we got more cattle in this town than we do people. So it's
Dude, so you being on a cruise ship is like a whole different world for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it definitely is. I mean, this is small town, USA type thing. At least in New Hampshire. Closest town to me is where I grew up. Actually, was Peterborough, New Hampshire, and they only have 3,500 people in it, and that's a major town in this area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not much. I just started watching. Yellowstone.
Oh, I need Paramount.
I just got it. I just got it. I just started watching. I didn't have Herman hear about Yellowstone for years, and I just got through. I'm into season 2 now. So
it's so good, isn't it?
Dude, it's great. It's like The Sopranos in Montana. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got sucked into it.
Instead of gabagool, it's cattle. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no strip clubs. There's just guys showing their arms up a cow's ass. That's what's happening. It's a different world.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have another ship booked up, or do you have anything ensemble wise?
Not at the moment. Nope. Not as of right yet. I mean, I know I got to give a contact to them. 'Cause I'm seeing all the pictures. It's Alaska season for a lot of the ships.
Yeah. Right.
And I've been seeing all my friends that I work with posting these pictures, and I'm just, oh man, I personally had 6 ships in Alaska, and I miss it. It's beautiful. It's one places to cruise, but no, the next thing I'm doing is a $1 Million Quartet down in Virginia.
Oh, dude, great! Are you playing Johnny Cash?
I am playing Johnny Cash. Yeah.
Of course you are. Right on. Yeah. Dude, I love that show. I've seen it a bunch of times. It's on Norwegian. It's on the or it was on Norwegian. I don't know if it still is, but I know a bunch of the guys, Nick Voss and some of the guys that do that. I had those guys on my show when I did I want to say the Encore. Is that on the Encore? Maybe I'm not quite sure which show.
Okay.
But I've seen the show a dozen times. I love that show.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, and I'm excited to work with some of the people that I'm working with. And it's the right area in Virginia. It's about an hour north of Bristol, Tennessee. So it's which is the country music capital of the world, or where they say country music was kind of invented.
Right.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to do it in that area as well.
When do you start? When is that? When does that start?
It runs August 11th through September 10th. Yeah.
Okay. Nice, man. Yeah. So 30 days. Yeah, that'll be great. God, that'll be fun, dude.
I know. I'm excited.
What a great show. There's so much great music in that show. Oh, man, it's really it's dynamite.
Absolutely. And like I said, the people that I get to work with that are kind of staples in that area as far as with the theater and stuff, I'm excited to play that music with them. It'll be great.
Yeah. You mentioned Virginia a lot. You go down there a lot to work that theater area? Is that what you do?
Yeah, it's basically just one theater down there, the Wohlfahrt Haus Dinner Theater. I got a gig back in 2011 with them, and then I've just been going back because it's kind of like the second home. It really is. It's great people, and it feels like it's the only place that I've ever really wanted to buy a house and put down some roots.
Oh, right on.
As far as that goes. Yeah.
How is it, like a livable place, like money wise? You know what I mean? Is it reasonable, or is it not priced yet?
Cost of living is through the floor. It's real nice, and absolutely, and yeah, it's just great people. Besides, I like to liken it to New Hampshire people. Actually, it reminds me a lot of New Hampshire, just with a different accent. That's basically what it is. I mean, my local bar used to be Rednecks in New Hampshire. It actually was called Rednecks. Brought out the best. Oh my gosh,
that's the best.
So good.
That
type of bar that it was such a great time, man. But the type of bar that you got a pool table and everything, but none of the pool cues have tips on it.
Yeah,
like just that was the bar. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to bring your own stick if you wanted to play. There was no real stick, or you would roll it on the table to check it, and it would be
absolutely. And and then the guy that brings in his stick that still doesn't have a tip on it, and all you hear is metal hitting rock all night. Like that's exactly.
Nice. Was it one of the ones that had like two 6 balls, and you would go, "This 6 is a 3." Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
That's my kind of place.
Oh man. Oh no, it was a blast. We used to go for karaoke, and at least in New Hampshire, you have to serve food to be able to serve liquor. I know other places are like that, but you get a microwaved frozen pizza.
Sure, that was their equivalent of food.
Yeah, exactly. Like and it just droops out of your hand. That's
half of it is frozen. The other half is soggy. The other half is frozen. Part of it is hard. It's like
absolutely. But at midnight, there's not many things that you wouldn't eat.
Man, you eat it. No, you eat it too. You're crunching on it. You're just chewing down on a frozen piece of cardboard.
I swear, this is better than Papa Gino's, man. I love this.
Right now, this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, dude. I'm looking at your website, man. I jumped to your website. Is this picture from when you were 7?
Oh my gosh! Did you actually go to my?
I'm here now. Johnathan Scott Roth. It says, "Welcome to my webpage. Things are under construction. Here's a picture of me as a fetus." That's what it says, literally.
Oh man, I remember that. I haven't touched that in years. That was from 2007, I think. Was that website really? At least that picture, at least. So, oh my gosh, I'm a fraud. Don't look at me.
You're a fraud. You're a fraud.
That's amazing. Let me see. JonathanScottRoth.com. Let me see. Yeah, Johnathan Scott. Oh my gosh. No, not Johnathan Scott from the DIY network. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I haven't actually got. Oh yeah. Oh, is that picture? Do I have like a?
That's
does it
you.
Look like I'm wearing
That's right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see that?
Like it took me 3 months to grow out that facial hair that still looks like Joe Dirt.
There's facial hair on there.
No, that is proud facial hair, man.
I love that, dude.
Oh,
that's the best. That's all right.
Oh, no, I can't grow it like a normal man. I try. I really do.
I can't grow it like a normal man. I don't. Well, I don't either. If you look, I have a beard, but I have like empty pockets on each side here. Like I can't grow a full beard. Like for some reason on the side you can barely see. I get like there's like right here. It doesn't really grow well, so I don't grow like a. That's why a lot of times I wear a goatee, because like I do the goatee all right, but when I try to do full beard, I got this kind of 13-year-old prepubescence. Fuck, it looks like your balls when you were 12. Remember, you had like a little empty spot.
Absolutely. No, I like to say. I mentioned it, but like, do you know the movie Joe Dirt with David Spade?
I was in that movie. Yes, man.
Yeah,
that's my only big. Well, I've been to TV, but yeah, in the oil rig. You know when he moves out, he works at the oil rig.
Yeah.
His first job, I'm his boss. I'm Billy the foreman. I got a turkey leg through the whole scene. I hit him with it and yelled
out of here.
Yeah, bro, check it out when you see it now. Yeah.
No, I'm going to watch it again tonight just because of that.
Yeah.
But no, that's the way I like to describe the way my facial hair grows in. I could give you kick butt sideburns, and I got this neck beard that goes on for days, which is amazing.
Oh, God, that's so gross.
Yeah, but nothing right here. Nothing. It doesn't connect. So, like, I just, this 5 o'clock shadow that takes me 2 weeks to anything could see.
Dude, I remember neck beards were popular for like a week. Do you remember that? There was like a time when a lot of guys had neck beards. There was a guy that played for the Bears, our quarterback. I can't remember his name. He was out of Purdue. But he had a big-time neck beard. And it was about around that time that a lot of young kids started wearing neck beards, but it really only lasted like a month. When I think someone was like, these are not cool at all.
I'm telling you, since I don't have to see anyone while I'm home in New Hampshire, like I'm trying to bring the trend back. I'm trying to bring it back.
Right? Yeah. Well, hopefully you try. Like I would do that when I get home for a long time. I go, if I can grow this out for a good 4 months, maybe it'll look halfway decent by the end of it. And then before I leave, I always go back to the goatee. Go, fuck it. It looks terrible.
No, don't like it.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to I'm doing new promo shots in 2 weeks. I'm bringing in, and my daughter's getting her headshots done too. She does modeling stuff. So I got this photographer in LA. I got like half a day. We're going to go do a bunch of shots. And I need promo shots anyway. All my promo stuff is old. And I'm trying to grow this out till then to see how it looks. So the week of, I'll make the decision. And I'll go, am I going to, but more than likely, I'm going to shave it back into a goatee because I just don't like the way it just looks stupid.
I think you look great, man. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I do.
The goatee looks good. It's just the gray starting to grow into the goatee, so that's all starting to,
that's a distinguished gentleman. That's
Thank you. I go with that too. And I don't get much gray on top either. Like I've been really good about the gray. So most of my gray.
That's nice, man.
Yeah. So I'll get these promo pictures. Yeah. So I get those. I'm
nice.
excited.
I gotta get some promo pics done. Or find someone to do it.
Dude, you gotta do something for the country show. What do you got for the show?
Yeah.
Do you have anything for any shots for the country show?
Just some good shots that people have taken while I was doing the show. But other than that, no. There are some good ones. Yeah.
What kind of video stuff did they tape? I know you got a demo of that show, right? Or somebody taped some stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was lucky enough that friends on the ship. I want to say it's 6 or 7 nights of performances that to choose from, at least. People out there in the audience. So that was really nice of them just to have that.
Yeah.
Especially just to for posterity, for family that couldn't come on the ship down to South America to come and watch it. So, but yeah, I got a couple hours of video, which is great.
Yeah, you should go through on Final, use one of the softwares like Final Cut Pro or something, and you could pull decent stills off of that and get like a handful of decent stills promo for that. You need to have promo for that country show, man. I mean, I think it's
absolutely perfect. Yeah. I think I got a decent reel for it right now. So,
that's good.
I'm just I'm excited to hear back from anyone if they like it,
Do you have a reel or do you have a sizzle thing, or how long's a reel?
The sizzle reel I got is it's 2.5 to 3 minutes. I had a reel that was 5.5 because I was like, I want to show them everything, and then people were like, don't do that.
I know.
So yeah, about 2.5 minutes is the new one. So
yeah, I tape all my stuff now. I'm trying to put together a 2.5 minute same thing. My agent's like, you need something shorter, which seems weird if they're going to hire you to do an hour show. To me, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't understand the concept, but that's the way it works, I guess. The combination of the sizzle reel and then the references, I guess they look at it and they go, "Oh, okay, he looks decent." Because I've seen some guys with some really great sizzle reels, and I've seen their full shows, and I've been like, no.
But see, truly watching you on stage, man, like you stitches for 40, 50, man, like whole show. I loved your show.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so
I got Princess coming up,
and I wouldn't know what to. Which one?
I'm on the Ruby in Alaska, actually. I think it's a Ruby.
Oh, you lucky duck.
In late June, I want to say. It is late June. It's about almost a month away. I got a couple of carnival gigs before then. And then I got Princess, and then one more carnival, and then I'm back on Norwegian for Alaska again. I get Alaska most of the summer, man. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it's beautiful up there, man. It's so nice.
I love the last 2 years I spent the whole summer in Alaska. This year I'm bouncing in and out a bit. But I like it because you're in Alaska all summer, and then by the time Alaska's over, I'm like, okay, it's time to get back to the beach. Like, it's a nice balance of, you know what I mean? And like when you were on the Sapphire, it was cool for you guys because you got to move. Like sometimes you get on a ship and it's the same port for 8 months or whatever, and that gets boring. Yeah. So if you're at least moving around and repositioning and going across doing crossings, I mean that's cool. That way you're seeing different countries, and that makes it at least better for you.
100%. I mean, the last time I saw you, that was in November, I think. Because December 2nd, we left for South America from LA.
Yeah, I was on just before that. Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like it was nice. It really was nice to have that variety going down. But then when we get down there, it's 2 weeks at a time, just going back and forth. And my Spanish, I took French in high school and college, so my Spanish, which is kind of close, there's some similarities, but I can count to 10, and I can ask where the bathroom is. But that's
everybody can count to 10, John.
Well, Sesame Street did me well, man.
Yeah. That's how I got it. That's where I got it as well. Sesame Street and Zoom is 90% of my child education. That and the what was the old cartoon? The little What was the 2-minute cartoons they did about politics and stuff? What was those? Damn it!
It's Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock, yeah. Schoolhouse Rock
Yeah,
is
yeah.
when I got a bunch of stuff. I'm just a bill, and I'm not. And so okay, but yeah, that's where I got most of my education. Yeah, I do. I'm trying to learn this year. I'm trying to learn Spanish because I love Mexico. I love Mexico like a lot.
Oh,
like,
it's wonderful. Yeah.
I could see myself moving to Mexico to retire,
Ooh,
like when
nice.
I'm old.
Mhm.
I was thinking Playa del Carmen over there. I know some people that live in that area. It's supposed to be
Very
it's
nice.
awesome. But I need to learn Spanish. I'm so lazy about learning Spanish. Like, and this is the year I want to try and focus on learning Spanish. And I should take advantage of, I'll be honest with you, one of the things on Carnival that's cool is that you can go down and use the Rosetta Stone for free. It doesn't cost you anything.
Same thing with Princess too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to start,
Yeah.
I'm going to start taking advantage of that soon. I keep saying
Do it. Yeah. Get on the computers and just do it soon.
Yeah, because sometimes, I keep screwing. Because I love everything about Mexico. I love the food, and sometimes I like to go into a place and ask a question, order something different. But then I always walk out with a shrimp burrito. You know, I'm like, okay, thanks, gracias, and leave, and all sad. I'm like, I'm sure there's something better. There's got to be more food than a shrimp burrito.
Yeah, but hey, if you know what you like, that's what it is.
At least I got what I like correct. You know,
Yes, exactly.
there's a couple things I get, I do well, or like the coffee shops is where I have the hardest troubles. Like whatever, but I know the agua chili. I like agua chili. That's a new one I learned. I love that. I'm like, I could eat that all day. I'm like, all right.
Ooh, yummy. Mm. Yeah,
So-
some good stuff. I mean, it's funny the things that you crave though when you're on the show. Like, you're traveling so long. We were in Uruguay when we would hit Montevideo and everything. They had the best McDonald's in the world.
Seriously?
No, don't say it. Every other place, I'd have some great steaks. I mean, it's South America, and some great food. But sometimes, 3 months in, you go, oh, I want a quarter pounder or something,
Yeah,
just
I
to
America.
feel, and it tastes, just like it does in the States. So it's a nice.
They're probably using real meat over there.
They could be. It could be.
Because they're not doing it here. It's all it's all cereal and filler here. Although I've done that before. There used to be a place in Nassau. She's not there anymore. But there was a little stand. I wish I knew where she went. She had a little hot dog cart, and she made hot dogs. And she was right in the ship in the main drag there. And when you would walk around, she made a great Chicago hot dog. It was in Nassau. And I used to get it all the time. Every once in a while I go, I want to get a Chicago hot dog. And she made it was a really good one. I'm like, this is really good for Nassau. So here I am driving, spending $7 on a Chicago hot dog in Nassau. But it was good, man. It was really good.
Hey, sometimes you just need that. Yeah.
You need food to remind you of home.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
All right, man. Let's wrap this up, dude. We're at 50.
Perfect.
We're at 50 minutes, dude. I can't thank you enough for doing this. But do you want to plug? What do you want to plug socially? You want social media? You got something you want to plug?
Yeah, I guess that's my name at JS Roth NYC. I don't post a lot. I'm gonna get better about
You
it.
fucking-
If you're in the Virginia area, come see $1 Million Quartet in August and September. It's gonna be a kickbutt show, and yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I make candles now too.
Oh shit! I forgot to even talk about all of that, dude. I forgot to mention the cologne. I wanted to mention because I still wear the cologne that you gave me.
I'm glad.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have you.
It's JR. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, man. And by the way, you're freezing up like crazy right now, so I don't know what's going on in your house, but the feed is getting weird. You got to watch this just for the stills. Now you're coming across like a 1920s.
Oh man,
everything is like.
Yeah.
All right.
It's late in the day, but
dude,
yeah, comes through,
I'm gonna order. Go ahead, Jay. Push the cologne because, dude, your cologne was great. It's dynamite, man. When I came to your cabin that one day, you had like 100 different kinds of cologne. But I know you're doing that. You're doing soap, but you're doing candles now too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got I've been making candles for the past couple of weeks here. I've been doing that for a couple of years, but last year I just decided to try and make an actual side business out of it. I enjoy it. So yeah, it's JR Homemade Handmade on Instagram and all that sort of fun stuff. And yeah, come check out the colognes and the candles.
Dude, I'll do that. I'll order some more cologne, and I'll get a candle for my daughters. My daughters are candle freaks. They love candles. So
Sweet. Yeah, just let me know. Let me know, bud. I'll send you some.
All right, man. All right, for sure. All right, good. I'm glad we got that in before we got. Dude, thank you again for being here, man. This I'll be in touch. I'll let you know when this is gonna air and all that stuff. But you're the best. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
No. But I thank you for thinking of me, man. And it's so great seeing you. And
it's good seeing you, bro.
I miss you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to work with you again. Safe travels. Good luck, man.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. But take care.
All right, buddy. Still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.